Hey y'all, this is Sincere. Welcome back to my channel, Non-Techie Nation, where I teach non-techie women how to easily build their websites using non-techie talk. And today we are going to be talking about where to buy your website names for cheap. But before we get into that, let's look at the Techineese, shall we? Translate a little Techineese for you. The Techineese name for this is domain name or the URL for your website. So basically, all that means when you hear them say you need a domain name is it's the name for your website that people will type into the top bar or search bar when they open their internet to find you. And usually it ends in a .com. Nowadays, there's .net, there's .org, there's .me, there's .whatever. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So I'm going to show you where I get my domain names really, really cheap for a year and how that works. Here we are at namecheap.com, and this is where I get, well, actually, where I have almost all of my domain names except for maybe one or two. So, this is basically where you can go. Even if you're not ready to buy one, you could see how much it would be and see if it's available. You always want to check to make sure if it's available once you decide on a domain name. And if you find out that it is available, grab that sucker. Grab it, because you may wait too long and then you'll go back and it won't be available. As you can see, it says they're selling the .com names for only $6.98. That's for the first year. Usually they're around, I don't know, anywhere from $8 to $10 for the whole year. That's like pennies a day. That's probably not even a whole penny in a day. I don't like to do that math, so we'll move on. So let's say you come here to this homepage, and let's say that I am looking for the domain Walking the Dinosaur. I just picked that because surely no one has that, especially since I spelled it wrong, right? Because I spelled it with slang. You don't want to do that in your real domain name, just saying. Okay, so I just put that in, and I click the search bar. And ta-da! It's going to show me whether it's available or not. Available or not. So walkingthedinosaur.com is available for $9.58 a year from namecheap.com instead of $13.98. However, they give you this coupon code. See this right here? And if you type in newcom698 when you check out, you'll get it for the first year for $6.98. So this down here gives you the other ones that are available as far as what goes on the end. .net, .org, .ai, .gg, which I'm not really sure what's up with that or why it would be $70 a year. Doesn't matter. You really want to try to get a .com because most of the people, when they're typing in something, they're going to put .com after it just out of habit. But here's some other ones. They'll give you all kinds of results. But this would be the one that I would want. So let's see, what is it? Newcom698. Let's add this to my cart. And when you add it to your cart, it tells you down here, there's one item, it's $9.76, and that's where you check out. It's going to ask you if you want all this other stuff. The answer is no. No. Just say no. You don't need all this extra stuff, especially with the way I show you how to build websites, because even your security certificate, you'll get it through SiteGround, and it's free. So no, I don't want to pay $6 a year for something I can get for free. And all this WordPress hosting, I get it through SiteGround. No, I don't want to pay for that. I don't want to pay for this. I don't need a social media manager. You notice that says free trial. Don't get sucked into it. No, you don't need a business email. No, no, no. Premium DNS. Regular DNS is fine. That's a whole nother video on what DNS is, and I'll show you how to set all that up. VPN, nah, don't worry about it. We don't need that right now. Don't need it. So let's go to checkout. And this is what the checkout page looks like. So there's my domain registration for 1 year. I can also set it for 2 years, 3 years. See how the price is going up? But, you know, we want to get this for the $6.98 a year. So you remember that code it gave you, the Newcom 698? you can type that in here and hit apply, and it'll give you the $6.98 for the first year. You do have to make a free account with them, which if you're going to buy something from them, you're going to make an account anyway. So you will have to make a free account, sign up in order to use that code, and then you'll have an account with them. So that would end up being $6.98. This right here, privacy and uptime protection. Domain privacy is a 1-year subscription. It is free forever. Why do we want domain privacy? Because it hides your personal information in something called the public whois database. So what happens when you sign up for a domain name, if you don't have this domain privacy, or it might be called whoisguard on some places, if you don't have that, then it's going to put your name and your address and your contact information in this database. And you don't want that. You don't want it. So make sure you get domain privacy, or sometimes it's called whoisguard, depending on where you get it. But it's free. So, of course, we're going to get it. Another thing that I highly recommend is to set up auto renew, because it's going to be a year from now before you have to renew. They'll send you reminder emails about 30 days out that you need to renew. But if I want to keep it, I don't want to have to think about it. I just want it to go ahead and renew, right? So that's another thing you want to check. All this stuff down here, improve your site. No, 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 no. This is like all the stuff they tried to sell you before. No. The answer is no. And then you're going to confirm your order. But that's basically just how you get a domain name. And they are cheap. They are very cheap, which is why I have about, 7 or 8 domain names that I've bought, because it's pennies on the dollar for a year, right? Very, very cheap if you think you want to use a domain name. If you decide you don't want to use the domain name, don't renew it the next year. Just let it go. Okay? But watch this. What if, let's type in mine. What if I want nontechination.com, which I already have, but let's pretend we don't know that. And we search for it. Do you see where it says taken and it says make an offer? So you may, if you put in a domain name, it may tell you somebody already has it and it's registered. And then you can contact the owner to see if they want to sell it to you, which we're not doing all that. So that's how you pick up a cheap domain name for a year. I love Namecheap. Love them, love them, love them. And if you want to know what the 10 must-haves are for an effective website, I have put together a list of those for you for free. You can grab it by clicking on the link in the show notes below and just jump on that. Because if you're in the planning stages of a website, it's really going to help you. And I explain what a lot of these big words are, all that technique, y'all. We don't need it. Non-techie talk. That's what we want, right? All right, you guys. I'll see you on the next one.